Hello, how are you? This is GsQ Sub Evo here, checking in today to talk about how to make Gears of War 4 a better game. And despite the satire exclusively provided on my channel, my team and I are devoted towards the future for this game. With that said, we're looking forward with this exclusive series to this channel regarding how the game could be better. We're no longer discussing from a position of what we'd like to see in a future game, rather what alterations to our current game could be made to make this more enjoyable and more sustainable. Now, we give the Coalition the benefit of the doubt and believe they do work hard to provide us with what we want, but the developers share a mutual relationship with us, you see. They give us a game and, well, we give them customers. To better this relationship, communication must be established. And this series is a community attempt of doing so. If you have any ideas with what the Coalition could do to our current game to make it more enjoyable, we encourage you to drop a comment below. Your comment may or may not be used as a future topic in the series, so do keep that in mind. It makes it all the more important to participate. So to start out the series with my thought on how the game could be better, I have an idea to update, and it's all about the matchmaking. Perhaps I'm just greedy because I enjoyed Gears of War 3 matchmaking for so long, or it's just that I don't have much time to play nowadays. I can't say for certain, but nonetheless, one of the biggest issues I found with this game since the beta was the matchmaking. Initially, the first and perhaps biggest issue is simply how long it takes to find a ranked match. And when I say ranked match, I'm referring to anything besides social quick play. Oftentimes, we're looking at an average of 3 minutes just to find a lobby, and additionally after that, you may or may not actually connect to the game or have everyone stay. It's about a 60-40 chance, maybe, of succeeding. But I might be being a little biased here. It does, however, not change the fact that it's simply just too long. Too long to find out that within that time frame of finding and succeeding to be in a game, someone is likely to back out of the game, thus making it all the more difficult to enjoy fair competition. At the end of the night, you question how many games have I actually played. And social quick play, there is bots who obviously will fill those positions of people who back out. And personally, I'd much rather have a bot than no one at all, for starters. For two, the process of finding, and matching and smoothly transitioning to the next game in social quick play is all the more better. With all of this in mind, my suggestion to the Coalition would be to revert to matchmaking similar to that of GAL 3 and social quick play and core game types at minimum. People want to sit down and play the game, not feel burdened to even find a game. I think the voting system for maps is awesome, but at the same time, when you play things like competitive warm-up, you begin to see the downfall to this. If I'm playing team deathmatch and chilling out, I typically don't want to randomly play arms race. It's not that people actually want to play arms race, it's that when you're faced between voting for a really bad map and a decent game type and a really good map and a bad game type, you'll either have the good map voted for or people will just simply leave. So with this, again, I suggest reverting to doing what just all this entails. Giving people what they want. If you want to play TDM, let them play TDM. And if they want Warzone, give them Warzone. This all brings me to the maps. Did you often feel ever obligated to vote for, let's say, the least worst map? Now, this is the first and only truly subjective thing I'm mentioning today, but I often find that I'm faced with simply bad choices to vote for when it comes to where do I want to play. My suggestion for this would be using statistics to actually find out what maps people vote for the most, and perhaps making some sort of playlist with these maps exclusively. Would be really nice to see, in my opinion, mainly because it would be almost just the opposite of a developer's playlist. It would be almost like a player's playlist. I can't bash the Coalition for everything. but I feel a strong presence of stubbornness somewhere in the hierarchy of where executive decisions are made. I say this because I know there is some bad ideas that come along, and I often see that these bad ideas don't ever seem to go away, even when it's known that they were like bad ideas. And I embrace and hope for an open-minded experience with this series of videos. It would be awesome for everyone at the Coalition to see this eventually also, perhaps. So we're wrapping up this here today. I highly recommend and support open conversation on this page, and really am seeking new ideas for this game. It is what it is. Yeah, I'd like to think sometimes, but I'm more opportunistic and rather optimistic. So I'd rather help the game I love before I hate it. And I just want to thank everyone at TC for trying. At the end of the day, I'm not sure who exactly comes up with the choices that make us mad, but there definitely is, I'd imagine, far more people working towards a goal, and it's hard to imagine that the goal being anything different than satisfying us as players. This series is intended to aid in that process, and we hope this could be heard.